right. Let's see if the guy shows up.
Come on.
We'll see. Not you. The other guy. The guy that with the topic. Or if he will be on the wall of shame. AJNA, Artofinka, Sharsta, Cialin, Kilrasi, Cameron Brown. There he is. Cameron Brown is here. Okay, I'm gonna have to do Undead Eldritch Preacher. Undead Eldritch Preacher. But I need to know what an Eldritch is. Do you know? Spirit Dude, do you know?
I have no fucking idea.
Undead.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Preacher. Hello, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
he's right. Yes. Yeah, I remember. He's right. Lovecraft.
So the little tentacle face.
Yeah, or some sea face. Yeah, or creature face.
All right.
Everything. Creature face.
An undead eldritch preacher. All right.
Maybe crab face or something.
Yeah.
I'm making echo. Oh, that's on you, I guess. Right?
It shouldn't be echo. But it might be echo because I don't know why. Oh shit, alright. 1 second. I think I know. Now? See?
Yeah, la la la.
Alright,
say something.
now the echo is gone, right?
Okay. Great.
Because for some reason the microphone picks up desktop audio because the microphone is in the headgear. So now I switch to webcam microphone. And we'll see. Echo is gone. There we go. And yeah, you will hear my daughter in the background because of it. Cameron Brown is impressed by our beards. I don't know.
Of course he is. Of course they all are. Of course.
All right.
Yeah, so since I took the time to show up this time.
Thank you very much for blessing us with your very important presence. I'm glad that you find that we are worthy today.
I had nothing else to do in a way, so wash my hair or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
do you already know how to draw that thing, or
just rolling? I'm gonna roll with it. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so maybe a little recap of your thoughts on the workshops you've been to, and
yeah, I mean, I've been to 3 of them now. It was THU, Promised Land, and Playgrounds, and yeah, they've all been just great. I mean, I will have some reviews in the upcoming magazine. It's a new thing that we will do. Like I have people who went to other workshops, writing up our content with actual views on these topics. So the events don't even have their own advertising text in there, even though that I don't mind. Yeah, it's still valuable content. But besides that, we will bring some like a fire starter touch to the whole thing and give people an insight from an attendee's perspective, and not from a marketing perspective of someone who apparently wants to sell tickets. Yeah, like of course they are more than that, but this is just the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, if you do a business, of course you want to portray your business the best way possible, and of course you would want some sweet text.
it's not also about writing it in a fashion that I will tell people how to do their event better, because that would be just obnoxious. But the thing is, I want to point out several things to the attendees that might make it easier for them to pick which event is the one
Yeah,
where they want to put their money.
I think that's the most
Yeah,
important one, because there's so many,
yeah,
and it's so hard to know
yeah.
like which is which is a good one.
They're all different. It's not even about the good thing, you know. It's like the one is like a big one, and they all have these
Mm.
speakers and stuff, and you might even get lost there and don't know who to approach, or for some people it's
Yeah,
just too much. Yeah, especially the introverts among
yeah,
us. But yeah, it is. But there are also the events that are like really small and feel like family, and they happen all the time, and it's more about drinking maybe, or more about reviews, or more about the talks and all these things, or life stories. They all have several aspects to them that make them special, and because of that factor and the
well, that
geography
too.
behind
Yeah,
it. Um, yeah, it always matters, like, where am I traveling? um, is the ticket cheap to go there? Is a nearby airport? All these aspects are very important, and we try to wrap them up in future so people actually will read not a commercial side to it, like something made from the press department
hmm
of the event, but it's more about what does Firestarter think, what is good for the community. Um, not just me, by the way. Like I'm probably writing 4 of these reviews, since these are the events there was like I mean, I
yeah.
skipped IFCC, so it's industry workshops, THU, Promised Land, and the Playgrounds for me, and Playgrounds blend of the beginning of the year. So yeah, that's what's coming up with the events. I can't really say like something specific about the events right now, because it will be totally random and just
Yeah.
opinionating all these things. But there are things coming up now in the future which might be
But
interesting for
I think
people to
it's a
read.
great idea to have like what you might end up paying per workshop. You know, like taking ticket
Mm.
price in consideration, roundabout daily costs of food or whatever.
Yeah, but it's a tough topic, because especially when you think about flights, it always depends on the season. It depends from where you're
Yeah,
flying, which company you choose, because you just decide to
yeah,
take a specific time, which is more expensive than the other one. But when it comes to food in the city,
yeah,
hotels, average, and all that, we will
yeah.
try to bring
Well,
that
a
up.
roundabout. You know,
We
you
might
can't
not,
be precise, obviously,
yeah,
because everyone is trying to do it their way. Some people don't mind
yeah,
hostels. Some people don't want hostels. They won't need a hotel, B&B.
yeah.
But you know, but generally, you know approximately which workshop would be um, more expensive. You know, like London.
Mm,
London is expensive.
yeah.
Yeah,
Paris is very
yeah.
expensive.
As a
All
city,
these things.
London is expensive, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Now, I also talk about the city, not the ticket. The ticket relation is something that everybody has
Hmm
to find out for themselves, because you know, I don't know how to put it. Like, it's like um, some events take a specific amount of money, but they include food. Some include drinks. Some include even more. Um, then there are events that don't include anything of that, or maybe only
Yeah,
the basic things. And then you have also to think, like, the one event is for a weekend, the other one is 4 days, the other one a whole week, and all this has to be in relation when people think about, oh yeah, am I getting like the full package for a fucking week, and everybody's bombarding me with all these great speakers and talks and everything? Can I
hmm
even stand
yeah.
that?
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
Or am I only a guy who or a girl who can handle a weekend of all these amazing things, and then get hit with the
Yeah,
blues after 3 days?
I
You
mean,
know?
like THU, for example. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't participate in the team building stuff. Uh, there
yeah,
was a lot of people who did, but I wouldn't
yeah.
factor that in if I would decide to which workshop would I go to. Like that wouldn't be a selling point to me, but for someone else, for sure. So I mean, you gotta bring. It's important to bring those up because a lot of people don't know.
It's just
Yeah,
about mentioning these things so people know that it's happened, because they might not read up on the feeds of
exactly.
the events. There are also events. I'm still pointing this out to every organizer that I know that don't put the basic information or certain other informations in a way that it's easily accessible for the people who
Yeah,
want to find out about it. So of course, just like ArtStation is relevant for people who do recruiting, Firestarter is trying to put everything into a perspective where you find everything in, how can I say,
yeah.
like boxed
As a
nicely,
community,
you know?
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Replying to Concept Sam, yeah, I have been to Drink and Draw Berlin, and the people are really cool. Like I like them, and I like them very much. And they were also at playgrounds because how can I say it? Like we are we are planning an event in Berlin, and so I brought the playgrounds guys and the drink and draw guys together to discuss eventual venues and them taking part in it and everything. So I yeah, I think what they do in this small scale, and I talked about it already with Julian. I think that they do it so professionally and so good that they should expand it to a
The drink and
European
draw
level.
or playground.
Yeah, their drink and draw and
Mm.
their concept of it, like having one place where this happens all the time. I think if more people sign up to it, just like I'm trying it with the
Mm.
Weekend of Love, for example, even though like it's not about that it's not kicking off or something, but people apparently just think that it's just my event, but it's not. So everybody can for example launch the Weekend of Love thing, but I think in the same manner it should be with a drink and draw and everything
Mm.
handled through a hub. Like there's drink and draw Berlin, then maybe Cologne and Munich, and then you go to Amsterdam, Brussels, and all these other
Yeah,
cities. And establishing it that way, I think, would be something great for the community
yeah.
too.
I went to drink and draw in Riga. There was not the
Hmm.
first one, but they were a part of drink and draw. And I mentioned to them, like, well, I know the original people of drink and draw. And it started with in London with the
Hmm.
old conceptart.org people, and
Ah, okay.
then they then people more and more people picked it up. But it was originally like a pub crawler.
Does
Yeah,
it
I
still
think so.
exist in
I
London?
think so. I mean, the original people are still there. I don't think the original people are still involved, um, but I think someone else has
Yeah.
taken over the Drink and Draw London.
Do they? They probably have a Facebook page, right?
Probably, I don't know, but I know one of them quite well. Her name is Tekura, and
Uh huh.
she
There is a
it
there's a
was she
group.
went by the name Molly on conceptart.org. She was
Yeah.
she won a lifetime workshop tickets from Massive Black because she was always at the workshops and always partying and always happy, and they gave her a lifetime ticket. She's really
Okay.
cool. But yeah, so I talked to those Latvian drink and draw people. Like, here's the names of the originals, and I started naming all of
Okay.
them.
I will totally
Hmm.
reach out to these guys. Um, let's see what can happen.
Yeah, there's I don't know, not everyone is active anymore as the original people. That much I know. So
Mm.
probably. I mean, I can get you in contact with Takura as well.
Oh, perfect. Just
Yeah.
spare me the work, please.
But yeah, so workshops. The important. I think it's great that you do a write up on all of them. I think my old art
Mm.
teacher, um, in school, like art class, she said
Mm.
never think someone is an idiot. Always assume they don't know enough. So in that sense, like write
I'm gonna write
writing
that down.
up a review of the workshops doesn't, like you should write it in a way where people are not an idiot, like making it super basic, but that just like informative, and that's why I think it's important that you include certain things, so that people don't have time to read everyone's post about THU or playgrounds, and it's great to have a place where it's all written down and like general impressions, and I think it's good. It's good.
I think it's the next step, and this is the hardest step because right now the European Union is pissing us very much off with all these privacy things, like the new laws. I wanted to have a place where people would upload their images from events. Like having it again totally neatly boxed somewhere, maybe with a selection of a best of in a Pinterest way or something. So not even about tagging, because I mean I see the reason behind tags and why it's very useful and funny and everything, but just having galleries where people post pictures of certain events and can link the events and not the people would have been something that I would like to build. But right now, with these privacy settings, I don't think that I will
Yeah,
be
you're
able
not
to do
allowed to
that.
post photos of someone on a public forum.
Not if it's not Facebook, which is powerful enough to be like, yeah, you
Yeah,
can all go fuck
yeah,
yourselves.
that's the new
Yeah,
laws.
that's the problem.
But yeah, that is what
Oh
it
well,
is.
it is.
So we have talked about workshops. What's the plans for Firestarter? You mentioned you
Firestarter.
mentioned that the other day, that would be something that you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, next edition is coming out soon. Um, I have learned a lot in the last events, because I also met a few people who gave me some insight in how to market
Okay,
Firestarter correctly and about the potential that it has.
that's great.
And I think I have to go back to educate myself a little bit more about certain topics. But I'm always torn between generating content and being actually creative and making the magazine and making it better, but at the same time run it like a business.
That's a lot of things to.
Which just it's just so much time
Yeah,
that this will take to build it properly. And so yeah, of course there are plans. The question is if I'm able
yeah.
to pull through with them, because frankly said, still on that instance of Firestarter, I'm still
Yeah.
alone with
Like
that.
I talked about this on a warm up about, or touched the subject rather, on of the patron and how that the idea behind it works.
Oh yeah, it's I don't know what you talked about, but I think we had the topic together quite a few
You
times.
can explain it
And
from your mouth
well,
rather
it's
than me paraphrasing.
so the Patreon is there to get cash together for the people who are actually creating the content. So I've read a comment on YouTube about someone who said that Firestarter could put um the older issues, the older older issues of Firestarter magazine for free to give back to the community, and it made me chuckle a bit with a bit of rage. to be very honest about it, because right now Firestarter and all the people involved have
Yeah,
been nothing
exactly.
but giving.
Yeah.
Giving very much, not only money but a huge amount of time. Everybody involved has been so sweet about it. Like nobody ever asked me
Mm.
to have cash, and I didn't have to wave the free exposure dollars around. So it was all just naturally
Yeah.
working together on things. But I don't want to be the guy in the meme with
Yeah.
the free exposure. Um, so this is the reason why the Patreon exists in the first place. Get people to actually give back to their community, because the people who write on Firestarter are people from the community.
Yeah.
You know, I would feel much better about this. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not able to do that myself right now. I would feel much better if I could say something like, write something, and even if I can give you $50 for it, and then they still can say no if they don't want to. That's on them, you know. But simply having the ability to offer it already would make Firestarter not only be more serious, but also make it an actual community project. And right now,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
kind of isn't. It's, yeah. So I've seen journalist outlets working very well on Patreon. Like I saw one that a friend showed me that was like 50, 60K every month, and of course that's a crazy amount. Yeah, but considering that with last issue, like not with number 4, because that one went to Patreon, but when it still was on Gumroad and on QBrush, I had altogether something like 4,500 downloads of the magazine. And the payment was optional, so the money that got together was like 350, 400 euros. So hardly anyone. I mean, there were even 2 people, much love to you guys, who gave us $25
Right.
each. Yeah. And there were others who mostly didn't give anything. And it's not like I'm complaining about that, because I'm certainly not, because when I put something up for free, then I know that it is that way, that people can have it. So if you just couldn't pay, for fuck's sake, no, don't do it. But if you probably could have spared a coffee in a month, then it might have been nice to have actually people like, I mean, just put $1 on each download, and I would have 5K to give to people.
Exactly.
Right?
To the people involved with the magazine.
And maybe even pay a coder to work faster and stuff, have more content on the web page, maybe a column with regular topics and everything. And that for just a tiny amount of the cash that I would have. And so far, I think the money, and I'm talking openly about it because I don't think that shutting up about money is a good idea in this community, and too many people are doing it already. But if you invest in almost 2 years now, like 30K into it, then you're also thinking about, when is it enough? When can I not give more?
Yeah, exactly. When you just keep losing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Yeah, you could say losing, but it doesn't really feel like that. And it's not, also, like I said, it's not about. It would be nice to have make this something that I can concentrate on. Of course, I want to do still art books, and then that's just a passion. But having your own company, in like Firestarter, making it your own company, my own company, and being able to concentrate on that like full time, that would be just amazing.
Who wouldn't like that?
I don't consider it. Yeah, I don't consider it's something that I always was striving for, because with I'm doing freelancing graphic design right now, and I am very aware with the changes that are coming right now, that it might become more irrelevant in the future to hire graphic designers at a certain level, a level of work that you need to be done, because Bjorn is drawing with all these, I can say, AI things, like we talked, for example, about at Promised Land in panels. that when where or CMS how it destroyed many freelancers that
Right.
did web design before. So these things uh, are situations that are evolving into something that makes us as creatives, in a way, I guess. I mean, I might be too afraid about it, but it feels like we are getting more and more obsolete for things that machines can do much better.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's about creative things, but maybe they just put things like in layout, for example. Well, you just play. It already is like that. You can place an image there and a text there, and the machine just takes care of it
Yeah.
looking good, right? So what do
Yeah,
I do?
exactly. That's the tricky part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it would be cool to have something that is different from that. Of course, to have your own company and concentrate on what you can do. I mean, I consider myself being quite good with people and making contacts and bringing them together, and doing that full time.
Yeah.
That would be a fucking dream.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day. I was thinking of over the weekend. I was thinking of like Firestarter could even have this. The idea was of like a card of decks, and there's only like
Hmm.
52 spots, you know, in a card of deck, and
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
people make their own card. You know, like I am this. This is
Hmm.
my skills, and so on. And it's like uh, recruitment type thing. You know, like
Oh, you mean like a pin wall where people put up their
yeah, exactly.
freelance service?
And you can
Hmm.
you know, if you're a company, you can select cards. You know, like these. This is my poker hand of people, and
Mm.
it's the idea I had was would be like the first step in the industry. Um,
Mm. Who decides
yeah,
which
I
cards
don't know.
go
I haven't
there?
thought that far yet. But the idea of a community playing, like your own playing card, and easy to
Yeah.
hire.
So I totally get
Yeah.
the incentive behind it. The difficulty comes when it's about
Yeah.
choosing things for people, like in general, not only with this one. I found out that it's quite hard to make the decisions that should be done collectively. Yeah, this is why contests with judges are so good, because everybody who is actually having the contest is giving away the
Mm.
responsibility there.
Yeah. Exactly. The
So
judge is
yeah,
making the
yeah,
call.
yeah. I mean, it could be like a fun game to have in a
Mm.
playful way to make it. Um, would also be good would be another platform that just lists jobs and where you can write your stuff for free, but at the same time it will
Yeah.
just be trashed. You know, there will be too much. Everybody will offer their stuff, and in the
It's not
end,
gonna work.
no, because people don't delete their freelance portfolio
Yeah, it's
when
gonna
they
be
get a
too
job.
noisy.
So yeah, I thought about that, and there were a couple of people who advised me to make this kind of pin wall. In a way, like ArtStation is doing it, but I think ArtStation is doing a good job already, because I think they charge. So not everybody's going there, and so it
Mm.
stays clean, you know?
Yeah. Some people are saying if you would do the playing cards thing, you could have XP on the card. That's a pretty cool idea.
Haha.
Like
Yeah,
you
it's
level
true.
up your
It's true.
playing card.
I think something like that already exists, isn't it? This one where you can get a cheap logo, and I mean the ads are all over Facebook. I don't know what it's called. Uh, yeah, I don't know, some job offer site where you can offer
Okay.
your service, and I don't know. At some point, I
Mm.
will think about it again, but I don't remember the name. Someone asked me at some event, asked me what I think about them, and I thought it
Right.
was horrible.
Well, yeah, yeah. The that's the tricky part is making it useful and clean and not being abused
Yes.
by idiots. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's in first it will be great, and how someone told me something like that about another thing. He said like at the beginning it's all honeymoon and nice and great, and then it's just work.
Yeah.
No, it's not Upwork. It sounds like Tumblr or something, but it's kind of different. It's one of these neologisms that have to sound modern in a way because they leave away vowels, and yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. It's
Yeah, we were thinking about on the stream. We were thinking about on the topic of the patron about incentives of
yeah.
what can you incentivize people with the Patreon other than being helpful to the community. Like what could you get as bonus
Yeah.
if you would be a patron? You know?
I'm very much open for good suggestions because when you give away
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
free already, then then it's kind of. I mean, I made the downloads of these magazines now for available through for Patreon, and apparently $2 is already too much. I don't know. It depends. It depends. I will probably put it up on Gumroad again at some point because people just don't want to use
It
Patreon.
could be about
Wait a
the
second.
ease of paying as well.
Yeah, no, and I realized that. I realized that not everybody is up for Patreon. I also realized that most artists I talked with about Patreon told me they just support people not because they get something, but because they want to support them.
Yeah.
Just like that, you know? And this was the moment where I thought about the talk that I saw of Amanda Palmer. There was this Amanda Palmer thing. She's the wife of she's the lead singer of Dresden Dolls and the wife of Neil Gaiman. And she was talking about this special relationship that the artist has with someone who gives, as long as the artist also opens their hands. Like it's something. It's a special relationship that you can build up, and it can be something beautiful. You know, like you simply say, I'm doing this. Maybe I'm doing this anyway, but if I do, I can maybe do it better and will be happier about it if you appreciate it, you know? So I thought about that, and I was thinking, yeah, well, if I'm doing it anyway, if I'm doing it anyway, and if I'm putting out these things and people like it, maybe they realize that if they give away a coffee a month, then it will be fine.
Back to that saying my art teacher said, like, with idiots and they just don't know enough. I mean, it could be that they just don't understand. It could be a matter of you need the information for them.
I'm working on a video. It's not easy right now, but obviously Patreon needs an intro video explaining everything in detail, and I will do that now. And I hope it will get around and people will see the use of it. And if not, then not.
Excellent talk. Time is up.
Yeah. I announced it kind of that we were talking about hardcover.
Yeah.
Now we talked all about.
Yeah, well, you can come back and we can talk about the hardcover.
Yeah, we can talk about hardcover in another time.
Yeah. So, Spirit Dude, thank you very much over there. Because
thanks for having me.
As always. Time is up. Time flew by. Crazy amount of time. Half an hour felt like 5 minutes. And Cameron, there's your topic. Thank you very much. You're not going to be on the wall of shame. Thank you.
Looks great.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to raid Max Greco. Have a good one, everyone. And see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.